Inside the Trenches.
Inside the Trenches.
Well, hello, somebody. Y'all better move that body. Welcome, welcome. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon Big Favorite, and I got the 2 C's in the building with me today, and I ain't talking about community coffee. Hello, somebody. I got CL Nola back in the building, one of the coolest co-hosts. That's right, south of the Dixie, better yet. Matter of fact, he went north of the Dixie this weekend. That's why we missed him. And then we got a little Chris back in the building to help us with this first segment. Yes, indeed, y'all. It is Inside the Trenches. I want to send a special shout out to our sponsor, Health Nut System. Sure. Dr. Kendra came through here and showed us mad love last week with a really nice interview about how we can move that body and stay in shape. We're going to keep that energy going because for segment 2, we'll be joined by Dr. Travis Batiste. He's going to talk to us about not only the nutrition side of it, similar to what Dr. Kendra did, but the fitness and other things that we can do. So I'm excited about him for segment 2. And we have ourselves a jam-packed show with guests. We will be joined by, I would like to say, one of the smartest kids south of the Dixie, right? Might be in the whole country. Imri Williams scored a 36. Perfect 36 on the ACT. Yeah.
Dang.
I could do some subtracting when I think about my score, but he maintained a 3.9 GPA. We're going to talk to him about where he's headed to college. And last but certainly not least, one thing I really love about the summer is, well, it's my birthday month, but outside of that, there's other things we could check out. The French Open this past weekend was nice. LSU and Omaha, we're going to talk about that later on in this segment. But in addition to that, boxing was rolling overseas in the UK, so we got to have Sean Hemphill join us on the show and talk about his championship win overseas. So, y'all, we have ourselves a great show. And y'all be sure to tune in. Remember, you can like and subscribe to Inside the Trenches on YouTube. But while we right here talking right now on this wonderful platform here, ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube, be sure to comment below. If you hadn't done so already, definitely subscribe to this page. And remember, every Monday, we right here in the Loyola studios from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., giving y'all a nice jump shot to y'all's Monday night. Guys, let's jump into it. Big news this weekend. Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers signed with the Steelers. This is something that we all knew was going to eventually happen. It's a $13.6 million guarantee. He will wear the number 8. He's not going to wear the 12, Terry Bradshaw, respectively. CL, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. When I saw this, I said, I know CL's supposed to be back in the studio. Let me get his take on this, so we're going to kick this thing off with you. Your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers signing with the Steelers?
Well, I'm a big fan of Inside the Trenches, and I watched the show just as much as anybody else, and we were all curious to see where Aaron Rodgers would actually land. We were all curious to see what was the actual thought process of a Mike Tomlin and the upper brass of the Pittsburgh Steelers when they didn't draft Shador in any of the rounds. We were all waiting to see, the egg actually crack. And to my point, he went for $13 million, which was more than I believe anybody else, including the New Orleans Saints, were going to be willing to pay for him for this one-year deal. But yes, Aaron has decided to go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go.
Look, Chris, what you say about this move, man?
Okay. I think about this move. I think the Steelers can potentially be a playoff team, maybe be like a wild card team, but I don't think they're gonna win the division. Not with this signing, and mainly because how tough that division is with Baltimore, Cincinnati, and I said Baltimore, Cincinnati, and we'll see what Cleveland does. Yeah, but it's a very tough division. I could probably see them going, maybe be a wild card team, but anything more than that, I don't think so.
Well, guys, incidentally speaking, I think that's kind of what Coach Tomlin is looking at with this move. He been a fan of Aaron Rodgers. Chris, he been wanting to make this move happen. But you do have a situation. Well, I'm going to ask y'all this. Do you feel like this receiving core is better than the one he had with the Jets?
No.
I think it's a push. I think it's right there in the middle. Me personally, I don't. If you look at the last 3 years of Aaron Rodgers playing football, he wasn't the guy that we have in the vision when you first say Aaron Rodgers in your mind. He has not produced those numbers, and he has not produced that nostalgia, if you will, on the field. Obviously not off the field either. And I foresee that the Pittsburgh Steelers have always been a playoff team. They've always snuck in the playoffs. I only give him maybe one more game because of Aaron Rodgers and his, him being there. Because I don't see them being on pace with his receivers. And don't get me wrong, he still has training camp and everything to go. But we understand how picky Aaron is about the receivers that he do play. And how long does it take before an Allen Lazard comes around? A Cobb comes to Pittsburgh because he's not on sync with the receivers that he has. I am almost into the thought process of this might be the first losing season that Mike Tomlin's ever had in his career, considering what goes on with the Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
Wow, that's a great take because Mike Tomlin's the 10-win guy, right?
Every year.
They may not win the
Pretty
playoffs, but his job has been secure over the past decade and some change because of this maintaining 10 wins. Last year he was able to do it with Russell, mixing in a little bit of Justin Fields. Do y'all see this as a situation where Aaron Rodgers could potentially be a mentor to Will Howard? It's a one-year deal.
Nope.
So you don't even see that. So
because Aaron has always made it known that he's never wanted to be a bridge quarterback. He never wanted to be a tutorer. He lets you know that his job is to be the starting quarterback for whatever respected team. And he's never wanted to be a tutor or a guy that helps younger guys, not even younger receivers, that is entwined in his success moving forward.
Well, Tomlin may view that a little differently just simply because, okay, he can view it however he wants it from the Aaron Rodgers perspective, but Tomlin, just you being in this organization, just you bringing the Aaron Rodgers effect, I don't think he'll clash with Arthur Smith the way that Russell did. And indirectly, you don't want to do it, but you're going to eventually show Will Howard how to do it like an MVP in the NFL does it. Because I'm with you, CL. We was like, why y'all didn't go with Shadora? An elusive quarterback could really putting some people behind him, some veterans behind him would do his due diligence. But yeah, I am interested. He has DK Metcalf. He has Robert Wood. So we'll see. We should definitely see the running game. It's, of course, Jalen Warren and whatever.
And are we seeing this setup already? They got rid of Najee Harris, so they re-signed Williams, number 30. They drafted another running back. So we're not sure of what the running game is going to be. Are we ready to watch Aaron Rodgers throw the football 40 times a game in Pittsburgh? I don't think so. Nah. And I believe that is the beginning of the beginning of them not having a losing season for the first time in 10+ years.
Incidentally speaking, the person that they did draft was Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Mm-hmm. Who does this young man look like? You want to let our viewers know?
He look a little bit like Pac-Man, but then at the same time he looked like Tomlin.
He looks like Devontae Adams. Oh wow. Dude, look.
Well, he's gonna need Devontae Adams' skill to get past that offensive line in Pittsburgh because they have an addressed offensive line. Who's gonna protect Aaron Rodgers? I just don't see it going well.
So Chris is saying that y'all heard that all our viewers here at Baton Rouge, right here on this live YouTube, Baton Rouge ESPN, y'all heard him. He said that this may be Coach Tomlin's first year not having
a losing record.
Oh yeah, hey. Imagine Coach Tomlin 7-10.
Remember, the Pittsburgh still has to play Baltimore 2 times a year, Cincinnati 2 times a year, and let's just say for giggles that they split with Cleveland. Shador pulls off a game in Cleveland. right?
Now, hey, this is definitely a great point. So let's go around the league for a second, guys.
on.
If y'all just tuning in, it's Inside the Trenches. We have ourselves a great show for you. This segment is brought to you by the Health Nut System, Dr. Kendra Andrew. Y'all make sure y'all check them out Sunday mornings. I want to say from like 9 to 11 a.m. Her and her husband have a show on 900 AM 940. Be sure to check them out on your AM dial. I was checking y'all out the other day. It was pretty nice. Stephon Diggs, 4 years, $69 million. He's relatively young. I know it's a lot of
Dog is.
Stephon's what, 32? No, I think he's like 31, huh?
He's past 30 years old, well-traveled receiver in this NFL. Do I think Stephon can give Drake May balls? Yeah, I think he could give him maybe 35, 40 balls, 35, 40
31,
balls a game.
Yeah.
You know, but just like I said when Stephon went to the Texans, will he stunt the growth of the younger receivers that's around him because he demands so many balls? Respectfully, 2-time, 3-time Pro Bowler. He deserves, a look-see, but, I just never see, and I never wanted to call Stephon a diva, but a diva-esque type receiver combined with a young quarterback is a positive thing.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Chris? I mean, he's out there doing it the Patriots way. There's a Keyshawn Boutte. Drake May has a lot of potential. I think he could be good now.
Will Campbell blocking for his blind side.
Come on now, Chris. They got something over there. But Stephon Diggs is a high-power receiver. Does he mesh with the floor of this team?
I think if he can stay healthy, I think he could be a solid number 1 receiver for New England.
So draft him on my fantasy football team. Look, Chris, now. Look at Chris.
I'm only going to say no because, there's definitely better receivers in the league. Yeah. But I'll say draft him, I don't know, third
if he's still there,
round,
in the 4th round. Okay, all right. There's Mac Hollins. They got him from Buffalo. You have DeMario Douglas, Kyle Williams. They drafted him. So you have Keyshawn Boutte. They bring him in the 6th round. They have him second on the depth chart. Yeah. I like Will Campbell there. You have Gary Bradbury. Get him from Minnesota. Minnesota. Get him from out there.
Hopefully, Stephon opens up the offense for these young men.
There you go.
Hopefully, he's what they double team and leaves, maybe a Hollis one-on-one. Maybe leave Cobb coming out the backfield one-on-one. But, it's the same deal. Until I see anything differently, Coach, it's the same deal. It's the same deal as Houston until I see different.
On the flip side, you're a big fan of Coach Aaron Glenn. He signed Justin Fields to a 2-year deal, $40 million. Young quarterback, has experience now, 2 NFL teams. 2 different philosophies. He's a veteran. He like to move, locking things up with Justin Fields. See how you look over the next 2 years?
I'm okay with it because I know Coach Glenn is a loyalty guy, and so am I. And this might be the first time that Justin Fields gets a true chance in the NFL. I don't think the Pittsburgh situation, I believe it was a trapdoor under him anyway because they were waiting for Russell to get healthy. So I think regardless if he burned the house down or he scored 1 million touchdowns, eventually they were going to move on to Russell. So him moving to the Jets and because I personally question Coach Glenn about not drafting Shador. So he was steady in believing that Fields could be that guy. I believe in the 2 running backs that's behind him. I like the philosophy that Coach Glenn is actually coming with from Detroit. I think he has a chance, but I would not be surprised if they're calling for somebody else to play quarterback in New Jersey.
You think so?
This is a National Football League. You
have
to throw the football.
You got to throw it.
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me look at something.
Because what happens after they double 5? Once they realize 5 is the main target, Once they, what happens? Who is going to step up outside of Wilson? I believe in the running backs. I believe in that two-headed monster. But besides Wilson, who else is going to step up? Are they they're going to be dependent on Fields' legs? Yeah, that's going to be a short season.
Well, here's the thing, Chris, and I'm going to come to you next. You look at this Jets team, it's a decent quarterback room. They do bring Brady Cook in from Mizzou as a college free agent. I think this kid could be good in our league. But if you look at second on the depth chart, you got Tyrod Taylor. I mean, he's Fitzmagic. So if it was safe to go with Justin, why? To all his respect, he is a first-round quarterback. Let's look at the Chicago situation. Caleb Williams. Look at him last year.
Pittsburgh situation. Pittsburgh wasn't bad. He did okay in Pittsburgh. But once again, we knew that when Russell got healthy, they were going to go with Russell. I think now that you made me aware of who the second-string quarterback is in New Jersey, he could actually be on a short leash if it comes to be ugly early. Now, I think Coach's going to give him all the rope to hang himself, but I think it would be a short leash if it becomes ugly early because we know how the New York media gets. We understand who Tyrod Taylor is as a quarterback in this league, as a backup in this league, as a ready starter whenever he gets his chance.
That's
almost
right.
Two guys with the same storyline, to be honest with you. So we'll see. But I think he's on a short leash for Tyrod Taylor.
Now, Chris, your thoughts on that? Lil Chris, L-A-H. Your thoughts on just Justin Fields? We know $40 million, that does secure you somewhere for 2 years.
Absolutely.
I got to figure out how much of it is guaranteed. But I know who I did draft on my fantasy team last year. That boy Hall, the running back.
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall.
Very underrated running back.
You see what I'm saying? So it's very underrated. Like, he helped me. I won my league last year. So the running game is there. We weren't so confident in Pittsburgh with that. But
I'm a fan of it.
What's your thoughts, Chris?
I agree. I believe they're going to have a strong running game, and hopefully the offensive line can improve a little bit this year as well, because when they had Aaron Rodgers and maybe even a little bit of Zach Wilson, the offensive line wasn't very good. Hopefully they can improve on the offensive line this year. And I do believe in the run game, but like CL said, what the passing game is going to look like outside of Garrett Wilson. So I believe in the running game, but let's see what the passing game is, because I don't have that much faith in the passing game either, honestly.
I don't know how could you.
It's Inside the Trenches, baby. We live here at the Loyola studios. We got Wes Damon Tyler in the studio. We also have our special guest, Dr. Travis Batiste, who will be joining us the next segment. Y'all don't go there. I thought we got y'all right last week with Dr. Kendra. My man coming over here, coming the back out here, the arms, busting out his scrubs, like, yeah, you got the juices for us, so I'm excited to get him on. And speaking of Dr. Kendra, we want to once again thank Health Nut System for sponsoring this segment. Remember, if you do want to have that still body, baby, go to stillbody.org. You can also go to her page, health_nut1 on Instagram. Some more, pertinent information about everything that they have for us over there at Health Nut System. All right, guys. For the most part, y'all sound about right. I understand the concerns with Aaron Rodgers. This is the back end Aaron Rodgers. This isn't the MVP from several years ago. 40?
He's 41.
41. Yeah. It was the 05 draft.
He got drafted in 05.
Father Time undefeated.
He did got drafted in 05.
05. So, and Father Time does step in eventually. For Tom Brady, he was able to kind of exit somewhat on his own terms off of a championship.
Yeah.
Is that something that Tom is trying to do the Tampa Bay thing out there in Pittsburgh? Chris said not happening. He said not happening.
Fun fact, Aaron Rodgers beat Mike Tomlin in the Super Bowl 15 years ago.
Hey, that's a good point. That is definitely a good point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a Super Bowl. I didn't go to the game because I gave my tickets away. But I didn't give them away, but, that's another story.
One hangs in a dark cave. The other one eats avocado ice cream.
So both weird.
They're not the same.
That's different. avocado ice cream is pretty good. But on one end, the dark cave, I've been on some field trips before where we went camping, had to does a dark tint though.
The Baltimore Ravens defensive line is going to make him want to be in a dark cave.
Oh,
That's something to think about. That is something to think about.
The
Another
Cleveland
move that was
Browns defensive line.
that defensive line, especially with the draft. All right, Nick Chubb joins the Texans. Reportedly, the Saints were interested in Nick Chubb. I like that for the Texans. I think that he will complement C.J. Stroud, possibly a bit better than Mixon. This is his second trip for this running back. He's only been in Cleveland,
Right.
so it's cool that he's coming down south with an L. Chris, let's start with you first. Nick Chubb to the Texans. You like it or hate it, or indifferent?
I love it actually.
Okay.
I love it. Now we're going to see if he's still the same running back he was before the injury he suffered. But I do love this move. I think he can complement C.J. Stroud really well, and I definitely expect C.J. Stroud to have a better third season than he had second season, hopefully. And, yeah, I think he could complement the run game well. He could complement the play action real well for C.J. Stroud, and I think he is a good addition for the offense.
I think so too. I think their offensive line has made some improvements. Defensively, you lock up Derek Stingley, put him in a nice contract, one of the highest paid corners, if not the highest paid. So I'm with it, y'all. I think it's a good deal. We talked about this during the break, and yeah, you better believe it. And, it's a two-headed question, but go ahead. Do you like the move?
I don't like it.
Oh,
Wow.
of course. Why you don't like it?
I have several reasons why I don't like it. First of all, Joe Mixon is the running back.
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon is the running back in Houston. Last year he had 245 carries for 1,000 yards. Insert a Nick Chubb, and we understand how ball dominant Nick Chubb is and the type of offense that he's coming from Cleveland. We know Chubb is a bell cow. What are you telling us? Because maybe your receiver is out for the year, you're gonna run the ball more in Houston instead of trying to push the ball downfield, which made you guys explosive, what made y'all jump into the playoffs because the offense was so explosive. Now you're telling me you're gonna just run with Nixon and Chubb? I don't see that happening. I see, because what you're doing is you're taking away the actual explosiveness of what Nixon does with the ball in his hand compared to 3 yards and a cloud of dust with the Nick Chubb. So in my personal opinion, I don't like it. That two-headed monster, I just don't like it.
Well, it worked in New Orleans with Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Yeah. That might be what they're thinking about. To your point, because you have, Nico out for 9 weeks?
I don't see this boy. I just don't see him coming back this year. And then when he comes back, you're going to put that kind of onus on him to maybe explode the offense.
Is it Tank Dell?
Dell.
It's Dell.
Well,
You still got Nico Collins. You still have Christian Kirk. From a tight end perspective,
but you
still have
lose
Schultz.
Tunzel. But you lose Larry Tunzel.
Yeah.
You know, the best tackle that they have.
Now they got
traded
Cam
away.
Robinson from Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you were somewhat right about C.J. Stroud. The second year he still made it to the playoffs, but to your point, the surprises were out. All right, one more in the NFL. Officially, Jaire Alexander
got released.
Has been released from Green Bay, and he is available. Any thoughts on that? Any possible landing spots for him, y'all think?
I've always been a fan of Red 23. I mean, I won't lie to you. He's in the past few years he's had some rough games, but all in all, one of the more solid outside one-on-one cover corners in this league, and he does show up in the tackling game. If I had my choice between Alexander or San Diego, Ashanti.
Yes.
Shante Samuels Jr.
Yeah.
I would want Alexander because he truly reminds me of a Marshawn Lattimore.
I think
Absolutely.
that's a good comparison. You would, if you're the New Orleans Saints, you've seen that, and you can make it happen some type of way. What you do?
That is a great comparison because me and my friends for years been comparing Marshall Lattimore to Jair Alexander. I've always been Lattimore is better, and they always been Alexander is better. But Jair in New Orleans, that would be a cool addition. But I'm a little bit iffy only because like he has been kind of injury prone like Lattimore these past couple of years. And don't get me wrong, like you said, CL, he is a great cornerback. When healthy, he could possibly still be a top 10 corner in the league. But injuries does concern me. His health does concern me, just like it was for Lattimore. So I think it would be cool for them to sign him, but I'm still a little bit iffy on it only because of his health.
I mean, the money too. I mean, you got to spend some bread
Absolutely.
on it.
Well, you know me. It has to
question.
make sense numerically. You know, if he's coming in on a 1-year prove-it deal, please, by all means, I'll give you $10 million right now.
Absolutely.
Right,
I'll
right.
give you $10 million guaranteed right now, which is $3 million less than what Aaron Rodgers signed for.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for hitting you, brother.
No, you
$3 million
just,
less for
nah,
what
I
Aaron
got
Rodgers
a
sold
little
in
perspiration
Pittsburgh.
right there, a little sweat.
Right.
No, Chris, nah.
Come on.
Look, Aaron Rodgers didn't fascinate us last football season.
In the one
Although
good way.
his numbers were right there as his,
Not bad numbers.
Yeah, wasn't horrible numbers, but like
His
Lil
impact.
Wayne with the Carter 6, everybody looking for the MVP. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little later. Right on that
Nice.
Wayne album.
Nice.
All right, let's switch gears a second. Louisiana on fire right now. LSU baseball headed to Omaha. They defeated West Virginia 12-5, and now they're going to familiar faces, SEC territory. Right, we're going to take on Arkansas out in Omaha. Man, I watched these. I was very LSU baseball heavy this weekend, more than I normally am. And I must say, this team here may start off slow, but once they get in a rhythm, when they line up with excuse me, y'all, look, LSU, y'all got me belching like I was in the stadium eating hot dogs and nachos and cold drinks. But no, just y'all thoughts briefly here. LSU goes back to Omaha. Do we see a team that's going to go ahead and make this world championship happen? Are we headed, bringing this big bling bling back to Baton Rouge? Talk to me, little Chris.
I mean, they have to. I mean, they already have championship experience from 2 years ago. So I think the championship pedigree is there. The championship experience is there. And I think it is up to them to live up to that and to carry on.
I like that. So, CL, you've been asking to go to Alex Box for a minute now.
baby.
You really have, bro. You gotta love the excitement that's circulating around
and
Baton
not
Rouge.
because this wonderful station on ESPN is stationed in Baton Rouge, but what is Omaha without the LSU Tigers and their fans? I am so happy that these young men have made it to the National World Series, if you will.
Yep.
And I just can't imagine Omaha without the Tigers. There's so many rematches. There's so many games like Arkansas or Coastal Carolina that will be rematches of previous championship games. I think the band boosters are ready. I think the tailgaters are ready. We are already in Louisiana waiting to see the Tigers bring it home in Omaha.
I'm with it. I'm excited. I know Ty Graves ready to stun on them again. Just buy out the ball and buy more shots
it
than
out.
everybody.
Come on.
So I'm excited. And that does give a really big boost to the football season. It really, and the economy as well.
Yeah.
So big ups to that.
Omaha has to love LSU at this point.
Hey,
I
you
mean-
got to think about it, man. The
Yeah.
boys spitting some bread out there.
Omaha looks like Alex Box Stadium during the World Series because LSU travels so well for their baseball team and for this state to go and represent Louisiana in Omaha is a blessing. I don't think anyone takes it for granted, but we are ready for the Tigers to bring it home.
I know one thing that we really don't take for granted, y'all, and that's the football season. It's something that we enjoy here in America. And a few weeks ago, and we'll do a part two to this, I got a couple questions for y'all. But before we wrap up this segment, I want to break down the Saints' 2025 schedule. Even though I won't be able to get through the whole schedule, I got a couple of questions. All right. Is this team better or not as good? I'm just trying to be real nice with this thing. Is this team better or does this team flop? Will they beat a 9-8 record? Will this team go 9-8 or will they go under?
After looking at their schedule the other day, their schedule doesn't look that bad, especially after the Buffalo game in Week 4. But there still is a lot of question marks on this team. You know, first-year head coach, how the offense is going to look with their philosophy with a new head coach. And I just think it's still some question marks with this team. So I think below.
No, I'm with you.
I'm with you. See, there's a lot of question marks on this team. I believe that this team could actually be better than last year's team, but it not show record-wise, if that makes sense to you.
I'm with you on that one. I got you.
I do believe over the years, and not just because I've stood on a can and shook a can and begged for them to fortify the offensive line. I truly believe this year we have actually fortified the offensive line.
Facts.
So we have to be better.
Absolutely.
We were the second worst team in rushing last year. So I believe we have to be better in that aspect. We were the second worst team in stopping the run. We fortified the defensive line, almost decided to bring in another big man that worked with Staley in the past coming over to help with this defensive line in the new formations that we're going to use with this 3-4. So I believe we have to be better. But as far as the record-wise, I can see us actually going the exact same record or maybe 1 or 2 losses more.
I'm going to stick with that. I mean, it's possible this team could go 9-8, get a wild card and run the tables. That's that luck of the draw. You know, you got to do a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying?
Got to stay healthy.
Got to stay healthy. Got to stay righteous. You know, you got to be well in the community. And you got a formula as a team. Can't have too many egos. And you got to let this man do his thing. You got to let this coach who just won a Super Bowl coach his team up. I want to talk about some guys before we go to our next segment. The beginning of this schedule, when I say that, I'm talking the first 10 games, they could be on the positive side. They can actually be over 500. I think New York, New England, Chicago are 3 games that they can win. I look at Carolina. That's a game that they can win. Where it gets tricky, and this is what I want to talk to y'all about before we wrap the segment, this team travels from New Orleans to Seattle, and then the next week they got to go to the East Coast for Buffalo. Now, the good thing is you're playing 2 extremely cold teams in September. Do y'all think the travel affect them that? Because, I mean, if they can, let's say, for instance, boom, you beat Arizona at home, and I'm not trying to put any loss out there on y'all's Saints, but I'm just, just keeping it $1 if we predicting the schedule. You lose to San Fran. If you could get through that road trip at least 1-1, you put yourself in a position, CL, to actually get some things moving here.
Yeah, I could see any scenario you gentlemen put together. I could also see that Sam Darnold is not the guy in Seattle. He doesn't have a Justin Jefferson to throw the football to anymore. Because Justin, Ajigba is a big drop off from Justin Jefferson, regardless of how you're looking at it.
Absolutely.
I can see this team doing whatever it does, but what I do know is that defense travels, and if we actually get this defense together, I can see the defense holding us down as we figure out our true identity offensively.
Well, y'all, I told y'all we were going to kick this show off. We wanted to go across all platforms. We didn't get a chance to get into the NBA Finals, but y'all be sure to next week. I'm pretty sure we have a lot to talk about.
Still rolling.
We still rolling, and we're gonna dig through some more of this Saints schedule throughout the summer. I think it's fun throughout the summer weeks to kind of build it up to the deal. But we want to once again thank Health Nut System, Dr. Kendra, for sponsoring this segment.
Definitely.
And we do have our Conquer Sports Camp going on right now. Dr. Kendra's been very active out there with the nutrition with the student athletes. But I I also want to give a special shout out to the Falcon Law Firm over there on the West Bank for sponsoring the event. We appreciate y'all for what y'all do. And also Triangle Deli. Triangle Deli has 2 locations on North Broad. They also got one on
my high school.
Right by your high. That's right by your high school.
Okay.
They have their location over there, and they also have a location on the West Bank, new location off of Terry Parkway in the West Bank Expressway. So shouts out to Health Nut System, shouts out to Falcon Law Firm, and a big shout out to Triangle Deli for their contributions not only the show but our camp.
Triangle Deli.
Sure. Hello, somebody.
Try it out.
Hey, well, it's Inside the Trenches, y'all. We don't want y'all to go nowhere because the show is just getting started, baby. We'll be joined by Dr. Travis Batiste. He's going to come talk to us about a little bit of the holistic side of things, but the fitness side as well. You know, he's a certified personal trainer, Mind with Matter. Looking forward to how he blends that science side of holistic, the holisticness in as well. So y'all make sure y'all stick around. We'll have Travis Batiste. And I know that name sounds familiar. If you're from New Orleans, that name does sound familiar. We'll talk to him about that. It's Inside the Trenches, baby. Y'all don't go nowhere. We're right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Hello, somebody.
Inside the Trenches.
I wanted to kind of get to that little traveling part, but they do have to. That's
I read, obviously being
yeah, what they doing?
very aware how they got us on back to back with our travel. You're right, as we leave Seattle, we go across the nation. So that's 2,100 miles.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Hey, we rolling, man. That was a good segment, y'all. So look, PG, this is what we're gonna do. That last segment gonna be 20 minutes now for sure. Yeah, we can go with Dr. Batiste from like 7:15 to like, let's call it 7:30. Imri, 7:30. No, we could go Dr. Batiste 7:15 to let's call it 7:40, and then we could do Imri from 7:45.
Inside the Trenches.
Oh, we got here? Okay. The genius. So yeah, Doc, we get Doc first, then we'll get
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the Trenches.
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Well, hello, somebody. It's your boy Marlon, Big Faith Favorite, and that's right, y'all are tuned in to Inside the Trenches live right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. We want to thank them for hosting this show. Boy, we loving it, loving the reviews, loving the feedback from the viewers. And if you want to chime in, be a sponsor for the show, bring material on, something you want us to talk about, you can hit me up at BigFave504. Twitter, whether you want to go on IG. I respond a lot to it, so definitely do that. And we also want to take this time to thank Robert Wolf and Construction, located on that West Bank, baby, 143. That's a number of love. That's right, Lapelco Boulevard in Gretna. Call 504-393-2445. Let them know that you heard about them right here on Inside the Trenches. I know for my folks down there in the Bayou Land, like deep down in the Bayou Land, a little bit further from where we're standing right here, y'all can use them house elevations, man. We're in hurricane season, just kicked off. Be sure to hit them up. Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate. Let them know that you heard about them right here on Inside the Trenches. Boy, I'm telling you, this is going to be a sexy summer for me. That's right. Check me out. That's right. Mindful mixes made with matter. Mind with matter, should I say. That's right. Right now, Xavier grad, 2008, certified personal trainer, founder of Mind with Matter, blends of holistic health, science, and fitness. Also a member of the legendary family, the Batiste musical family down here, if I'm not mistaken. We're here with Dr. Travis Batiste. Man, welcome to the show, bro.
Welcome, brother.
Whoa, what's happening?
Welcome, brother. Thank you for coming, brother.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, man, thank you so much for coming on the show. Family does matter. It does. No pun intended, right? Because I know mine would matter. Right. So talk to us about being a part of the famous Batiste family. I want to say it's your uncle. He was at Ben Franklin teaching the kids there. We love what John Batiste was able to do throughout the years in the music industry, Grammy Award winning. So, man, from music, that's one side of the family, but if you come on over Travis' side, man, he gonna get you right with the fitness, man. So I guess how does it feel to be a part of legendary New Orleans family?
Man, I don't know what it feels like not to be part of it, right?
Right.
And it's funny when people ask me that question, they're kind of it's hard for me to really answer them because I grew up. I think at the age of 3, I had drumsticks in my hand. I was banging on something, right? My dad was teaching me piano at the age of, was it 5? Then from there, I'm bass guitar at 14, and he was always playing music too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And there was a point where I was sick of going on stage. And you wouldn't think it, right? I mean,
come on.
But I look back at it now and I'm like, man, that's a beautiful time, and it's a true blessing that I was able to experience that, right? Not everybody can say that. But it's not until you get old enough and you can really look back and be like, man, and it's not till everybody also asks you these type of questions to make you realize, man, that was an amazing experience, you know. But I think for me, I wanted something different, you know. And it's not that I'm not into the music. It's just I choose to do it on my own terms.
All
For
right.
myself.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
cool.
But it's still there, man. It don't go away.
So hold on, let's take this back. So you said, yeah, eventually I went to school and became a personal trainer, but from
Actually,
out the
pharmacy.
diapers.
Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, I
Okay.
meant to say pharmacy.
You look like a pharmacist.
Yeah, but you did. I mean,
Built like a
but
pharmacy.
eventually you did get your certification as a personal trainer at some point, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yes, sir.
was this, man? I'm gonna put the drumsticks down and kind of take my. I'm tired of doing it. What, you were a teenager? When did this happen?
The music side, for me, I think it was when I hit Xavier. It was extremely. It required a lot of me, right? So the mental bandwidth required in order to be successful in that endeavor, it was all encompassing. There wasn't really much time for the music side, but it's not like I didn't dabble on the side,
Right.
But when you're in college too, man, it's a whole new experience. So, and I think when people look at music, they don't understand also that there is a business side to it, that there is, you have to train,
Yeah.
right? And if you're not keeping those chops up, then you sort of dwindle away in terms of how well you perform, right? And so in terms of, like I said, the bandwidth, I wasn't providing as much energy into the chops as I would have liked, right? So I think my focus once I got to college was just that, the pharmacy thing, Did I answer your question?
And I was talking to West Side producer. Now you definitely answered. Now I did have a question. So, John is your cousin or brother?
Yeah,
It's your cousin. First cousin. I figured that. That was my. I just wanted. I
Okay.
figured it was that.
Yeah.
Now you answered everything. Now I mean, because now I'm a person that do a little dibble dabbling. I'll pick up the mic. I'll MC. So I'm with you on that.
Well, brother, being from New Orleans, being from a predominant family myself in New Orleans, and wanting to trade on my own name, I could definitely understand, that thought process.
Yeah.
Music and pharmacy is two totally different genres, obviously. What motivated you to go to pharmacy, brother?
I think for me, pharmacy was a means to help people and not necessarily be inundated with do I want to say blood? Yeah, man, that's some scary stuff, man. That's,
Right,
like
yeah.
MDs, they got to deal with the blood.
It ain't your first choice.
So I was like, you know what? I can help people and not have to get, in the trenches. Like
Hello.
that, talk about it. Right. So that's the route I decided to take. And, I was always sort of good at math, and chemistry was, I found it extremely fascinating. So it was just naturally gravitated towards pharmacy,
Where'd you go to high school at?
I went to Grace King.
All right, cool.
Okay.
All right, so on the Kenneth side of things, huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell the people where you from. man.
Man, I actually grew up in Metairie. I don't know if most people know about it, but Bunch Village, Lil Farms, right there by the tracks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Across the tracks, you got River Ridge, Harahan area. But we were on the other side of the tracks, where they had Bunch Village and Lil Farms. And it just so happens that my mom and my dad grew up like right next door to each other. Didn't know each other, obviously. But, she was in Lil Farms. No, she was in Bunch Village. She was in Lil Farms, or vice versa, one or two. But that's where we grew up, man. Lower middle class, very, very simple living for us, man. Very simple living.
Now that's pretty cool. Now, my voice is getting a little Porsche here. Gonna take me a little sip. Mindful mixes, mine with matter, cold pressed juices. I've really been feeling these here over the time. I'm definitely gonna take me a sip here. Give me a nice little shake. Well, these are good, and I'm glad I'm starting to see a lot more people juicing because, and Doc, we'll get into this a little bit more with you as I taste this flavor here soon, but it's the nutrients and everything that blends in this. It's the stuff we need on a daily, which is why we want to juice on a daily, right? Talk to our viewers about that.
Yes, absolutely, man. So, and really, I handle the training side. My wife deals in the nutrient side of things.
Okay.
So she does all the loaded teas and the cold pressed juices.
Batiste.
I smell it.
It's good. I'm gonna be sipping.
Yeah,
I like the mint.
I smell the potency.
Yes, indeed. Delicious.
But electrolytes, you're gonna find that in there. Of course, you're gonna have your protein and the loaded teas, which you know, as a personal trainer, that's something that I promote. You know, you need at the very least 1 gram per kilogram of protein in your diet. And for me, if you're training with me, you know, if you can get up to 1.5 grams per kilogram, you know, depending on your kidney function, then that's the route we're trying to go with it. But yeah, you can definitely get a majority of what you need from a dietary side from those.
Bet. I'm sorry, Chris.
What's the thought process of mindful mixtures? Because I can see that it was a thought, and there's something to it. Please explain to the people where mindful mixtures comes from.
So for us, you know, I actually want to start by debunking probably one of the most common misconceptions about motivation, right? So what people think is that in order for them to work out, in order for them to be fit, they need motivation. That's not true at all. In fact, that's false. Exercise is going to be the primary precursor to motivation. And to understand why that is, you need to understand, to a degree, biomolecules. And so biomolecules are molecules found naturally occurring in the body. And it's a known fact that these are enhanced during the experience that we know as motivation. So if you're looking for motivation to just kind of fall out the sky and hit you, it's not going to happen. Exercise is the way to do it, right? And so for me, it was about getting people to understand that, because the whole purpose of Mind with Matter is to discover and harmonize the relationship between the mind and the body, right? And so if you're in a position to harness, you know, that which is necessary to identify as somebody who is fit, then, you know, you're more likely to continue on with that process. But for us, mind and body not only involves the physical aspects of the body, but all the components necessary to machine it, right? Vitamins, minerals, nutrients. And that's how we decided to go with the mindful mixes.
No, it tastes good, Chris.
That's that pharmacist in him.
Yeah, it's a pharmacist, bro. Shouts out to Xavier University. Y'all do y'all thing too.
Shouts out to Xavier and all the graduating pharmacists every year.
Man.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
This is where it's at.
You too, bro.
Cheers to wellness. Cheers to wellness. If y'all just tuning into Inside the Trenches, we're joined by Dr. Travis Batiste. Mind with Matter is a product. He's a personal trainer. And be sure to follow him on Instagram at mindwithmatter_fit. So how often weekly do you do your personal training sessions, and what are you doing, man?
I try to do at least 3 days a week per client. We train at Legacy Training Center out there in Metairie.
Okay.
Shout outs to my partner, Antonio. And Legacy Training Center is actually an all-encompassing center. They focus also on the martial arts side of things.
Okay.
And so they do wrestling, they do Muay Thai, which is basically kickboxing, and they also do capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial art. But when he came to me, he was like, you know what, we have all these martial arts, we don't necessarily have the fitness side of things tapped into as well as I'd like it to be. And so when he came to me, you know, as the founder of Mind with Matter, I was just like, let's make it happen, man. And so from there, it was on and popping. So I'd like to train my clients at the very least 3 days out the week. Okay. Just to start off, you know, and when you're brand new to it, you don't necessarily need 3 days a week. But for me, it's, you know, I need to at the very least see your face, you know.
Yeah.
As far as I know, us three gentlemen, as well as the people listening and obviously the Baton Rouge community, we all live in Southeast Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Doc,
Oh, yeah.
please tell the people how important diet is.
Man,
Good one.
Look,
Apparently, he had to say where we from
Come
first.
on,
huh?
man. Where we from?
Look, that's 80% of it, honestly. Now, when I think of anybody trying to reach a particular goal when it comes to fitness, there are three things that we're concerned about, right? That's, of course, movement, nutrition, and accountability, right? These three things are extremely important. You cannot have whatever fitness goal you have, you cannot achieve it unless those three pillars are solid and in place.
Y'all heard that, huh? Run it again,
Say it
Doc?
again, Doc.
Movement, nutrition,
Ooh, that
and
body.
accountability.
Oh, the accountability part,
Accountability,
Lord.
yes.
Lord.
And the big part of what we do, honestly, is we try to serve as not only fitness coaches, but life coaches, right?
Okay.
Because in order for that accountability piece to kick in, you have to be okay with speaking to clients outside of the gym, you know, and talking and connecting in ways to help them understand their understanding of food, right? Their motivations, because a lot of times it's stress induced or it's time induced, and you really don't know the situation until you're able to connect with that individual, right? And so what we try to do is serve, not, like I said, not only as fitness coaches but life coaches.
That's big time. Okay, so we know that we know about the three pillars now, right?
Right.
The accountability piece, that's probably the hardest one for all of us, right? Because the coach will be like, all right, now.
Yeah, buddy.
But I guess just digging into like meal prep. I know you probably talk to your clients about this. You mentioned something just now which triggered this question. It's usually stress induced or time induced. That time. Right?
Thing,
Like you just hooked me up right quick and I'll go stop, get a little smoother or something, you know what I'm saying? But look, you just cut time for me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And no, we actually we're creating another branch. We're looking to fire off at maybe like the earlier half of fall, later summer. But it will include meal prep. And so I think once we're able to get that going, we'll have everything they need right there, right? But we do educate on how to meal prep, but and that's part of the accountability piece too. You know, I can have conversations with somebody. I can go ahead and say, hey, look, what did we do today? Did you have any free time? You know, and sometimes it's as simple as having that conversation, knowing that somebody's kind of looking over you like, man, if I don't get this done, homeboy gonna call me. He gonna be like, what's happening with that? You know, and then the time that you didn't have before, suddenly you have, right? It's as simple as that sometimes.
Yeah, structuring and prioritizing, that's a huge piece. You pretty fit, bro. When you came in here with the juices and stuff, I'm like, man, homie in the gym right now.
Man, so, if I'm not mistaken, he was running up Calhoun.
Yeah, you see,
the flat tire.
Oh man, dog caught a flat tire.
Yeah,
he got the muscle. I thought he
If
just
I knew
pushed
that
the
was
car
you,
here,
bro, I
right?
would have pulled over. Yeah.
Oh, so you saw him? Oh, dog, then he saw him.
like that, man?
Oh.
Well, you know, I'm fashionably late all the time, so
man.
I try to get it at least a good 6
I ain't
minutes.
mad
I
at
saw
you,
you
bro.
though.
That's funny. Oh man, so
I
you
ain't
saw
mad
him.
at
I ain't know.
I know
Yeah,
you
I
got
got
many
the
people
text.
walking around in scrubs. Huh?
Right.
I was like, Doc fit. I was like, he look like he don't need no ride.
He must be trying to get his steps in.
Yeah.
That's now when I wish shouts out to Whit, man. She had texted me. She's like, oh, he caught a flat tire, and I'm like, oh, he already on campus. I'm like, well, that's dedication.
Yeah,
so,
man.
well, you got a little bit of your workout in walking over
for
here.
sure. No doubt, man.
But do you
Steps.
have a trainer, or do you just kind of train yourself and have a schedule?
Man,
How you stay fit?
You know, the beauty of being part of Legacy Training Center is that there are other coaches there. You know, and if as I mentioned, you need the accountability, you need the movement, you need the nutrition. Even coaches need accountability, right? So to have a team of individuals helping you reach the goal that you want to, at the very least, stay at, then, you know, for me, that's a blessing, right? Birds of a feather, man. They say it.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, it helps when you got, you know, like-minded people around you, you know, because where I live at is 5 guys and, you know, chicken, all kind of chicken.
Do sound
Oh,
good.
yeah, man. That's why you, and again, man, that's why you need that life coach to kind of, because these, believe it or not, you build habits just living life, right? And in order for you to break those bad habits, it takes just as long to build those good habits, if not longer. Right. Yeah, you might have to separate yourself sometimes from that type of stuff.
Separate myself from the red beans on Monday.
Well,
It's
you
New
rock
Orleans,
with the
man.
red beans, the brown rice, red beans.
Oh yeah, I eat some red beans.
Yeah.
Man. And it's really, It's really catered to the individuals, man. What I try to do is create a situation where you can tweak whatever current lifestyle that you have now in such a way that healthy living becomes a part of you. And sometimes that involves
Lifestyle.
just changing things up here and there. And fasting is actually one of the things that I promote also. And there's intermittent fasting, and the thing about fasting is you know, depending on how you do it, there are several variations of it, but depending on how you do it, you can get, you know, those meals that you enjoy within that eating window. So you're not sacrificing on the enjoyment of the nutrition side.
Right.
Yeah, that intermittent fasting is where it's at.
Well,
bro.
you know, if you move me to Arizona and take my keys away and my credit cards, yeah, I might be able to fast with you, Doc.
Come back to Louisiana looking
And
a
my
different type of
phone.
way, yeah.
Doc, before we let you go, man, how could our viewers order them a bottle of this?
Yeah.
This the potion right here, man. Mindful mixes.
Yes. So it's if you go to Instagram, it's _ mindful mixes. You can actually go under the bio and you'll be able to find the menus there.
Okay.
Definitely. And I gotta, definitely finish mine off right here. I'm telling y'all, this one has watermelon, lime, and mint, and I taste each flavor and
Right.
And that's the good part about it, because if you have 5 of these just sitting in the refrigerator, well, in my house they probably gone that day, but you know You got it. It replaces that Sprite. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it replaces it, man.
I tell you this much, Doc. When you have the true ingredients sitting on the side of the product, I trust this more than anything that they're selling in the stores in New Orleans. That's for sure, brother. Thank you.
America.
Thank you for this.
Man, well, Doc, thank you so much for coming on the show. Before we let you go, man, anything coming up, or if any of our viewers locally here want to book you for a training session and get with you, man, how could they follow you?
Yeah, no, you can actually go to www.mindwithmatter.life and go ahead and reach out to me. I'll more than likely do everything I can to take care of you.
Y'all heard it, man. Y'all trying to get right, man. Look, Mind Would Matter, definitely the mindful mixes is off the chain. I'm going to definitely finish. I'm a little thirsty right now. I'm going to finish the rest of it off. But, Doc, thank you so much for coming on. Travis Batiste. He a New Orleanian, baby. Yeah. Y'all right.
One of the best.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Hello, somebody.
Inside the trenches.
Hello, somebody. This is Robert Wolf. If you are in need of construction or real estate services, project management services, give us a call at 504-393-2445.
Well, hello. Like Rob just said, hit up Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate for your real estate and construction needs. And let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing, all Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Shelton Jordan with Lamar Crescent City Ford. If you are in need of a commercial vehicle, I'm here to help. From F-150s to Super Duty trucks or chassis, to cargo vans, passenger vans, or if you're in need of a vehicle to be upfitted, we can build it especially for you. Or if you're looking for a truck or SUV, I can also help you at Lamar Ford Store in Kenner. Feel free to call me at 504-734-3579 and ask for Shelton. Lamar Crescent City Ford is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN.
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Well, just like that, baby, we back like full flats. No pun to our last guest. I'm
why
sorry,
you
Travis.
shoot at
It was,
the top?
it was just a flow. I forgot you had the flat tire. In the gym. It's Inside the Trenches. It's your host, Marlon, big favorite. A big shout out to our last guest who was on the show, Dr. Travis Batiste. It was no pun intended to the whole full flats. I was just saying we back, but my bro do got a flat. But you know what? We got AAAA over here, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna be cool. And we also want to take this time to give a special shout out to Conquer Sports Pros. We have the Conquer Sports camps going on right now. Y'all can actually go to Conquer Sports Pros on Instagram. There's the link for the camp. Click sign up. It's a lineman camp. We're taking linemen between the ages of 11 and 22. Really, so we got a wide range of groups from middle school kids to high school to college and pro. So definitely visit Conquer Sports for more information. Definitely. I know somebody who doing a lot of conquering on the educational scene, just making things happen in a major way. 3.9 GPA. 36, a whopping perfect 36 on the ACT. And he plans on majoring in physics and becoming a mechanical engineer. Our next guest is none other than Imri Williams. Let's welcome Imri to the show, baby. So, man, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Y'all be sure to follow him. I just had your Instagram up. He said he's been following me on Instagram.
Yeah.
Imri's my little cousin, so he claims he's been following me. Saw me last week and never told me to follow me on Instagram. But MONO Goated, follow him. He has 2 pictures up. It looks like him and Big Plug, the X up. I didn't know you know these rappers.
Come on.
Stop.
Too small for pictures.
He's too small for pictures. You already calculated.
Just put your dissertation on
But
the real.
This is cool, man. This is I heard a few weeks ago about your GPA. This is before graduation that you did. The way you know the way you performed on the ACT was huge.
Thank you.
Just talk to us about your high school career. Like, when did you know, man, I think I got this genius thing down pat?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was really before high school, before middle school, to be honest, because I've always sort of been ahead of the pack, especially for like being ahead of the curve, you know? Like 4th grade, 3rd grade, they were putting me in classes ahead of my grade because we didn't have any advanced placement courses. So that was sort of just like me already knowing that I was like that, you know?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's fire. So wait, so CL, let me ask him this. So you were in the, like, let's say the 4th grade, taking what, 6th, 7th grade classes? Like, how did that work for you?
So in 3rd grade, I was taking 4th grade classes. I was lucky because they were in the same building, you know, like it was both on campus. So that wasn't too much of a problem. But when I had got into 4th grade, I had to take middle school classes, which were obviously not on the same campus, you know what I mean? Elementary, middle school, 2 complete different boats. But I still was able to manufacture some type of success with those courses due to online courses that my teachers had gave me, right? Online programs and advanced books for people above that grade. I had, I think, 100,000 words read, logged in by the time I was in 5th grade.
God damn.
So, yeah.
Heck, I didn't even do that shit at college. Go ahead.
We could just start from the beginning, brother. Tell the people where you're from.
All right, I'm a local. I'm from New Orleans, really from Aurora, from Algiers, from Gentilly. I say I'm from all those places because that's where I grew up, you know.
Okay.
But I truly am a local. I love being around here. You know, I'm going to miss it when I go off to Tuskegee. But right now, I'm just trying to bask in all the moments that I got left before I have to go for my 4 years, you know.
Also, tell the people your educational journey while in New Orleans.
Of course. So elementary school, I went to Kip Believe Primary. That's another school out in Gentilly. We've had a couple location moves when I was there, but after Kip Believe Primary, I went to Kip Believe College Prep from 5th to 8th grade. After that, I had attended Benjamin Franklin High School for my freshman year. Then we had complications, you know, some personal stuff. Had to move out to Texas. Went to a relatively new high school out there, Emerson High School. Then I had to transfer again. But before that, I was junior class president for that year. So,
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have another question. So I definitely understand you saying, you know, at a certain age, at a young age, you understood that you were that guy, you know, in so many words. I can definitely concur with those feelings and thoughts. But my question is to you, brother. Did you have any kind of backlash at any part of your educational experience from teachers that realized that you were smarter than them?
Dang, that's a good question.
I didn't really think you was going to hit me with one of those, but I mean, I consider myself lucky. I've never really had that experience. Okay. You know, all the teachers that I've had, they've tried to make me blossom, make me flourish, try and nourish my knowledge, my prowess. There was actually a time in 3rd grade where I was reading this one book. She wanted me to find this like really in-depth theme, but I couldn't find it, and she just kept getting frustrated because she knew I had the capabilities of solving it, but I was just reading it too fast. I was just trying to get it out the way so I could go ahead and do something else, you know. But like I said, I've had a lot of teachers that just really love to see their students blossom, love to see them bloom, like to see them succeed because, you know.
Well, shouts out to the teachers in New Orleans.
Of course.
Real talk, huh?
Definitely.
Shout out to my guy, Mr. Rucker, 4th grade English teacher. Definitely held up a lot more than just English, you know. He made me proud of being a black man, especially during the Trump era, because that's when that was just starting around 2016.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank him for implementing that in me, for real.
That's big. No, that's huge. Okay, you had Harvard, Yale, a lot of the top prestigious universities across America basically offer you. You chose Tuskegee University, about an hour away from Atlanta, historically black college. The Tuskegee Airmen. When I always every time I think of Tuskegee, I think about the Red Tails. That's right. That was a pretty good movie. What stood out about Tuskegee that made you choose to go there?
First things first, I always knew that I wanted to go to an HBCU, so that was pretty clear from jump. I applied to a couple other schools, Howard, Hampton, Prairie View A&M, FAMU, but Tuskegee really stood out to me with its history in engineering, its history in physics. Really dominant culture. You know, everybody's really just so tight-knit, especially because it's so far off from everywhere else. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's its own island.
Right.
You know, so we build our own culture there, and we really depend on one another. It's a community.
That's fine.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with the history of Tuskegee and actually geographically where it is. So you all right.
Yeah.
You better be ready.
Closest thing we got is Auburn. That's like White Central. So
Right.
Yeah.
No need.
Right.
So
we don't like them Tigers anyway.
Right. Oh, they Tigers?
Yeah, Golden Tigers.
Well, I thought there was a Warbird.
Warbird, yeah.
They don't know what they are. But anyway, brother, we use a lot of words very loosely. I'm sure I do from time to time. But since we've been here in this short period of time, we have brought up the word genius. How does that make you feel for people to actually use the word genius in a reference of yourself?
For one thing, you know, I'm really proud of myself because it took a while to get here. I gotta think on that for a moment, man.
Come on.
Yeah. Really, like, I've always had sort of a genius in me, but I've never really sort of taken advantage of it until I got really late in the high school, you know. My freshman year, I was sort of doing the bare minimum just to get by, you know, make sure I had time for everything else, especially because I had basketball. I was all the way across the city, you know, so that really complicated things for me. So I was really just dependent on my natural intellect to sort of do what I had to do. But, you know, my teachers got on me once again because they love to see their children succeed. They love to see their pupils, you know. And I sort of took their advice, ran with it, did as much as I could. You know, sophomore year, I took 3 AP classes. Junior year, ran for junior class president, got that. Did a couple more AP classes before I had to move. Got a 1430 on my SAT before I actually got the 36. So, yeah, it's...
Boy,
and even outside of that...
amaze.
Yeah, even outside of school, you know, like my extracurriculars, I was doing STEM programs from when I was in 6th grade up until now, actually. I just did an interview with them, like, in their honor. So, I've just really been well-received in recent terms, you know.
No, that's big.
Definitely. I'm grateful that I know what the STEM program is.
If y'all just tune in to Inside the Trenches, Ben Franklin grad, class of 2025, Imri Williams. Y'all be sure to follow him, MONO Goated, baby, on Instagram. 2 pictures, but you could DM him if you need like a little cheat sheet to help you out on you. He might hook you up. Imri, so challenges seem to be a thing for you. It was a challenge, like you said, you were challenged in 4th grade. Do you see anything in the near future where you say, man, I'm gonna accomplish this? That's my next challenge.
I don't really see the accomplishments in my immediate future. I kind of just go for whatever is gonna take long-term success, you know. Like recently, I just signed up for the scholarship for physics students at Tuskegee. It's $10,000, free mentorship, research opportunities, all the good stuff, you know.
Right.
They just gave it to me on Friday. So
Wow,
there's
congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like, it's gonna take the full 4 years for me to get anywhere with that, especially because it's such a full experience being in physics, you know.
Right.
Especially because I'm gonna be double majoring in physics and mechanical engineering. So that's really gonna take a lot of my time.
What is that, like 5 years, 6 years of school? What's the prediction? I mean,
For him, might take 4.
Right.
We'll see. Yeah. But
well, inside the trenches, brother, we try to get in depth, and we find ourselves talking about the future a lot because you know we can forecast it from the past. Brother, I'm not scared to ask you, what's after Tuskegee?
After Tuskegee, I'd like to go for my master's. Not too sure which school I'd like to go to for that, but I definitely have that in the future. I also don't really know which major I want to go for, but I might go for both of them. Who knows? Yeah, and then after that, doctorate
17,
program.
18 years old, you got some time to think about
of
that.
course. Yeah.
I just felt like it was safe to ask him. He's beyond his time, obviously. You might as well go there, brother.
Nah,
this is your time.
But yeah, so master's, doctorate. Hopefully, I can go for that before I'm 40.
I think you do that before you 30.
Yeah, shoot, before you're 25.
Right.
Thank you.
Because, I mean, you're going to school when you make 18.
July 4th.
That's right, I remember that. That's what I'm saying. So you going in the right way. Right, damn.
You can't go to the military. You can't do nothing.
Right.
Tragic, isn't it?
Right. Wait.
Wow.
So we always ask like this or that questions. It's usually like we have big linemen on here, so it's about food. Sometimes we
could do that too.
Yeah,
I'm an eater.
Okay, yeah. He tore out the food. He had that red beans.
Saying, I'm about to go off to college. I'm saying.
All right. So let's do this. All right, we're gonna do school first. Okay. All right.
Gotta prioritize.
Let's see. 10th grade, right? Math or English? You have to pick one.
Math, definitely.
I like that. Okay. I like this one too. Basketball or football?
Basketball. Sorry.
I'm with y'all. You say that's what you hoop. You want to make sure you got some skills with him though. You got one for him, CL? That you want to stay away from?
Come on, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna stick with. Let's go to people this time.
Okay.
All right. Albert Einstein or Elon Musk?
I don't even got to answer that question for you to know. Come on. Albert.
Albert.
Elon ain't much of a genius. Let's be real.
He just created the Tesla, huh?
Well, that's a great question. Tesla or old school gas guzzler?
I'm going to take the gas guzzler.
Some stuff you got to just keep it.
Yeah, because the electric cars, they still use natural gas resources to charge the batteries. So just wanted to let you know.
It's gas that uses to charge.
Yeah. So I knew that. At the end of the day, they still leaving a carbon footprint.
Wow.
Tell them.
See, man.
And for all the people that didn't know that, inside the trenches, you learn something every day.
We have, geniuses come on your show, stuff
True
like this
genius.
happen.
Not the one on TV, not the little kid one with the little curly hair.
I got one for him. Kendrick Lamar or MF Doom?
I'm going to go with Kendrick.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, definitely.
He loves artists that's lyrical. You know what
of course,
saying? Yeah. So he do that.
Gumbo or jambalaya?
Gumbo. I gotta go with that.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm rocking with it. I know I got some more of these questions. I'm usually a little better with them, but I want to kind of.
Shrimp sandwich or oyster sandwich?
I'm gonna go with the shrimp sandwich, the shrimp po' boy. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm telling the food, he fire off the food quick just because he built and slim.
Yeah.
Red shot or Arizona iced tea?
I'm gonna get the Arizona iced tea.
He said red big shot. That's funny. All right, one more and we're gonna let you go. All right. Steve Urkel or Stephon Urkel? Ooh.
Did I do that?
You gotta go Urkel.
Shouts out to Urkel.
Shouts out to Imri, man. Imri, brother. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I think it's important that we do highlight young men and women that are doing what they're supposed to do and excel in on an educational field. Because we get celebrated a lot as athletes.
Of course,
But I look at the longevity of what's between the ears.
Well, it's a blessing to have the future leaders of the world come on inside the trenches.
That's right.
And I would be remiss not to let the whole world know that this young man is the future of the South and everywhere else, I'm sure of. So thank you again, brother.
I really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. Shouts out to Whitney.
Nah, if y'all wouldn't mind, I'd like to leave them with a few words of gratification.
That's what I want to do. Please do it. Look, that's you over there.
The floor is yours.
All right.
That's your camera over there.
You look straight into it.
Yeah. So, as much as I've accomplished by my own merits, you still got to have a community. I wouldn't have been as successful if I didn't have my family and my close friends. They've always sort of led me on. They've always kept me upright. So you just got to have that foundation of community if you really want to achieve real success. That's real richness right there. As much money as you make, as much as you do, it won't matter as long as you don't give it back. So you got to have something to keep you afloat, for real.
That boy just gave us an Obama type speech.
Come on.
He got my vote.
Got my vote for real. Well,
You
he's
gonna run for
Imri
mayor of New
Williams.
Orleans?
Y'all, Ben Franklin grad. Yo, hello, somebody. Jump in the race right now. Imri Williams just finished his senior year at Ben Franklin. Is headed to
Congratulations,
Tuskegee University.
Congratulations.
Mechanical engineer.
Full ride.
Physics.
Full ride.
Full ride apartment.
Come on.
I heard her getting one of them.
Oh, don't tell his business. Don't tell his business. They gonna be looking for
I don't know
him.
about
Marsh
all that.
Mannings, you know
They
what I'm
gonna be
saying?
looking for him.
Well, it's Inside the Trenches. We want to once again thank Robert Wolf Construction for what they do for the show, and also Conquer Sports Pros for all that they do for the show as well. Big shout out once again to Triangle Deli. 2 locations, North Broad and also on the West Bank, the best bank, baby, on
Indeed.
Terry Parkway. And again, we want to thank Imri for coming on the show. We want to
Definitely.
thank
you.
Travis, Dr. Travis, for coming on the show.
Yeah, you're right,
My
Doc.
brother probably didn't already kind of strong and lifted, caught tight and tight.
I ain't even touching that.
And y'all don't go anywhere because the champ is here. The champ is here. Fresh out the UK, we'll be joined by Sean Hemphill. He's going to talk to us about his boxing match this past weekend on Boxers. You know, boxing night. He's rolling. Get you with that. Come on, Cleeta, come on.
1-2.
Yes,
hit a
indeed.
quitter.
So let's talk to Sean about, you know, it's not football season, baby, so we paying attention to the draft, the French Open, but boxing is alive and right here in New Orleans.
Sure.
That's right. Well, we'll be joined by Sean Hemphill. We're going to take ourselves a quick break, and we'll be back on Inside the Trenches right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Hello, somebody. That's the real one right there, Wes.
Hello, somebody. This is Robert Wolf. If you are in need of construction or real estate services, project management services, give us a call at 504-393-2445.
Well, hello. Like Rob just said, hit up Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate for your real estate and construction needs. And let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing. All Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Shelton Jordan with Lamar Crescent City Ford. If you are in need of a commercial vehicle, I'm here to help. From F-150s to Super Duty trucks or chassis, to cargo vans, passenger vans, or if you're in need of a vehicle to be upfitted, we can build it especially for you. Or if you're looking for a truck or SUV, I can also help you at Lamar Ford Store in Kenner. Feel free to call me at 504-734-3579 and ask for Shelton. Lamar Crescent City Ford is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN.
Inside the Trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Inside the trenches.
Inside the trenches.
Dentro de las trincheras.
Well, time does fly when you're having a good time, and that's what we're doing right here on Inside the Trenches. Welcome back. We're here on ESPN Baton Rouge. Y'all be sure to check us out every Monday at 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN Baton Rouge. If you miss some of the clips, you can always go to Inside the Trenches with Marlon Faye right on YouTube. Check out some of the shorts. My coach CL constantly going viral because he's just a celebrity. So y'all be sure to check him out. And I also want to take this time to thank all of our sponsors as well. Health Nut System, Dr. Kendra, thank you so much for what you do for the show, your contributions, and trying to get us all fit for the summer.
Definitely.
Be sure to visit stillbody.org. Check out some of the products, all natural. Get you right, baby. Get you sexy and fit. Get those nutrients that you need in your body. Most definitely, special shouts out to the Falcon Law Firm, along with Triangle Deli. There are 2 locations on North Broad and in Terrytown. Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate, 143 LaPelco Boulevard, Gretna, Louisiana, 504-393-2445. Let them know that you heard about them on Inside the Trenches. They got specials going on house elevations. And remember, baby, we training with the champs all summer long. Join the Conquer Sports Training Camp, June through August. Register now. Go to Big Fave 504. Click on the link and learn more. Well, I've been on our next guest going on 2 decades now. I can remember when I was to the tail end of my professional career, I wanted to expand fitness. Got with old Coach Spider Hemphill. That's right, and got my boxing certification, boxing coach certification. And there was a young man there, a little past elementary at the time, might have been in middle school, that was training to be a boxer. So he wanted to get strong. So he, actually had a couple workouts with me.
Okay.
Well, he's fresh off his UK tour, should I say. The European super middleweight champion is in the building. Definitely defeated Mark Jeffers this past weekend. Y'all give a big round of applause for New Orleans' very own Sean Hemphill, baby.
Oh, man.
Sean, welcome back to the show, brother.
Welcome back, bro.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me again.
Yes, and be sure to follow him, Silky504 on Instagram. Look, you're trying to learn how to silky roll, baby.
He moving up in
He give you all the content you need.
Yeah, I do have a gym now too. It's called Silky Fitness.
Uptown, right?
Yeah, Uptown, right off of Carrollton and Earhart, 8140 4th Street. Stop by and come check us out.
right down 4th Street. Now here, check this out. Like he mentioned it, they're right there. So this boxing that I'm talking about, like you can experience that as well. It gets you real conditioned nice.
Yep.
See what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna go over there with the cameras and record us training with Silky. That's what we're gonna do for sure. That'll be cool.
After I get in shape.
Yeah, come get Silky fit, baby.
Yeah, come on. Sean, boxing is your life. Talk to our listeners about how this got started. I mean, you're coming from the UK, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
Back in the Americas, but when did you know boxing was your thing?
Well, I feel like boxing chose me. I come from a fighting family. My dad was a 2-time kickboxing champion. So I was always around the gym, always around the sport. I mean, when I was 6 years old, I had karate gi on. I was doing karate classes with my dad. So no matter what, I was always around the sport. No matter what I did, I just couldn't get away from it. I always found myself in a boxing gym, kickboxing gym, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, this is just like you said, my lifestyle. Yep.
Tell the people where you're from, champ.
Yeah, I'm from Uptown New Orleans. I grew up in the 13th, right off of Valence and Ferret. So yeah.
Yeah. Man, we
might have to fight around there.
Yeah, we've been around the spots.
Yeah.
Like I can remember, dropping Sean off a couple times when we was young, and just those old days at the boxing gym. Man, that was some great times over there at Crescent City Boxing Gym. Training with your dad and just staying in shape. Boy, that boxing shape is something totally different. See, y'all, I'm telling you, boy.
Well, you don't have to tell me, because believe it or not, when I was a little younger, I tried it a little bit with the great Percy Pugh.
Okay, that's a legend, New Orleans legend, right there.
On Contour Street, and when he told me 100 punches in a round, and when he told me that my head would be the object of aggression,
that heavy bag used to bust my tail, boy. Used to tape the wrist. Boy, that was just some good times. So talk to us about this past bout. I mean, I knew you were on a ticket. They had some other fights that night, but you were one of the European super middleweight champions. Walk us through the trip, man.
Yeah, it was a great experience. The UK was they showed a lot of love to me. Straight off the plane, I had people meeting and greeting me and stuff like that. It just was nice. I had a lot of fans. I took a lot of pictures with them. They wasn't really biased, even though I was coming from America. I heard some crazy stuff that they don't like Americans, but I didn't really feel any of that. They kind of welcomed me in like, I was their own. So I really appreciate that experience.
And Jeffers is a native? He was a UK?
Yeah, he's from England. I think Yorkshire or something like that. I'm not too familiar with the area, but yeah, he's definitely an Englishman. And when I was fighting out there, in the middle of the fight, they started screaming USA, USA. I mean, that just gave me some a mental boost. I was like, they really love me out here. So I definitely look forward to going back. And like the experience itself, like I said, it was great. It was a great platform. They showed me a lot of love, and I wouldn't mind going back, like I said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, your brother, you seem very, very cool, but I'm over here watching you fight, and you're the total opposite of that.
Yeah.
Walk us through the emotional feeling of getting the fight in the UK and actually knowing that people want to see not just you, but your fighting style all the way across the pond.
I mean, I'm a fighter at the end of the day. That's what I do. I mean, outside of the ring, I'm pretty cool and calm and collective, I mean, I train all the time, so I have an outlet. Like, I have a chance to let out sometimes my frustration or just extra anxiety or extra energy that might be built up. So boxing has definitely helped me with that. It's, like I said, an outlet for me. So, when I'm outside the ring, I like to just chill with the family and just be cool, calm, and collective. Like
chill with the family, man. How old the baby is now?
Okay. Man, she'll be 11 months in like a day.
Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much. She's so precious. I love her so much. She's even like a superstar over there. They was loving her. They had the camera all in my baby face. She was like, "Oh, what is this, Dad?" But it was cool.
And I know I know your daddy probably wanted to watch it on YouTube at home.
No, they actually had a little fight party at the gym.
Okay.
At the gym,
yeah.
so they was all watching it and cheering me on. I got a picture of him crying and stuff after I got the decision and stuff like that. So
that's big.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
CL, here's the thing, man, and it's something I find this cool. Okay, so you have Sean and you have Chelsea, right? The little girl. Now she's an Olympian. He's a boxer. Boy, what this little girl? Boy, she about to be one heck of an athlete.
Gonna have to
I don't know if
see.
you're gonna speed. I'm gonna put my money on the track. You know, I'm thinking.
so?
No, don't get me wrong. She might get a Layla Ali on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I see that speed coming.
Yeah, what I like to say is she got my hands and she got her mom's feet. So
Okay.
I don't know what it's gonna be, but we gonna see. You know.
I love it, man.
Well,
Yeah.
brother, like I say, I keep getting this vibe. You're very laid back. You're very cool. Tell me, Mr. Champ, are you the best boxer in New Orleans?
100%. That's what I feel and that's what I know. I've been doing this for a little while. It felt like a long time to me, but it's been for like the last 15 years. I started competing in 2012, but I've always been around the sport. So I have a lot of experience, and I have a lot of skills and talent to come with it, too. And I have my faith, and I'm just enjoying the journey and the ride right now. And I'm definitely making it happen for New Orleans. I got New Orleans on my back. Definitely homegrown, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like you said, you've been seeing me since I was a teenager, and I'm 29 years old now with a baby of my own. So, like, a lot of people just been supporting me for the longest, and a lot of people are happy to see me actually get this moment now, you know? So, just what we work so hard for.
Man, Sean, you've been grinding. You really have. You know, I've caught a couple of fight nights. You were there fighting. But to take it from the local level to regional and now international, it's a great feeling. Humble beginnings.
Yes.
That's probably some of the best moments, right? To come up, the grind.
Yep.
What was your first, like, major fight?
Pro or amateur?
Pro, I meant to say. Your major pro fight.
My first on a Regis undercard in the Cajun Dome.
That's right.
It was
that was a year or two ago.
Yeah, I think that's when I became 4-0. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
As a
big one. It
professional.
was a big platform. It's a good opportunity. I got the win, and we just keeping it going.
That's Top Rank. You did a Top Rank fight, right? Was that Top Rank?
I think it was the World Series of Boxing. I think that was off of the Zone. I think it was the Zone.
It was on the Zone. It
The
sure
Zone,
was.
yeah. The Zone
Boy, they
is
done blew up, huh?
Yeah, this a big platform.
It's
yeah.
a big platform.
Blew up quick.
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
Well, now that you're the champ, brother, what's next for you, champ?
Continuing on being the champ, you know, just keep making my strides, keep working hard, staying focused, staying disciplined, and just keep cherishing these moments, and there's more to come.
I'm watching the fight too, in its entirety. Now I skimmed it a little bit earlier. Right. What y'all weigh-ins were?
They did it in like I want to say stones.
Yeah, I was about
kilograms.
to say kilograms.
So, but I came in a little under. I was like, we weighed in the exact same. It was like 167 or 166. I can't really remember exactly what it was. My manager Adam, he told me, but it's kind of hard to really say because they measured it different, you know.
And y'all outside.
Yeah, it was outside in a soccer stadium.
That's what it was.
That was like I fought in a T-Mobile, but that was the most amount of people I had fought.
And how many people was that? Are you familiar?
I think it was like 13,000 or 14,000. There was a lot of people out there for sure.
Yeah.
And I obviously just playing professional ball, I can relate to you. But boy, that felt good. That extra energy.
It made me feel like a real gladiator out there. You know, I just went out there and I was like, man, I'm gonna make the most of this opportunity in this moment. And I knew it was my moment, and I'm just happy it all worked out in my favor.
That's tight.
Yeah.
So dream fights. All right, man, the next 5 years, I want to fight this guy, and this guy.
Yeah, dreams fight. I mean, I just left camp with Canelo and Munguia. I was sparring them like 5 weeks straight.
Okay.
So I've been around a lot of champions lately. Just left Puerto Rico. Amanda Serrano was out there. You know, I was training around them and their team with my coach, Jose Guzman. And I met Triple G. Pacquiao just gave me a shout out on the gram. So, I mean, at this moment, I'm living a dream right now. So I don't really have dream fights. It's just whoever in my way. I mean, it's just what it gotta be.
Whoever that person is, I like that.
I gotta go through them. You know, that's just what it is.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
And you want to stay 167 or you want to creep up a couple?
I want to do as much as I can at 168.
Okay.
We'll see. I might move up to 175 eventually. But right now I'm focused at 168. I have the belt at 168, and I want to continue to move up the rankings and get that world title. I have the Continental Gold now, which is a big step. I just got ranked number 6 in America, number 40 in the world. So, you know,
man, hold on.
Yeah, they got
That's
like
big,
Caleb
son.
Plant in front of me right now. They got Jamal Charlo is number 1. So like I'm in a mix now, and this is what we've been working so hard for. And so now it's just trying to put it in overdrive and get the
Right. That's big.
Yeah, for sure.
Couple more questions. I mean, we're gonna wrap up here in a second. If y'all just tuning in, we're with the champ. The champ is here, baby. Sean Hemphill. Just saw some success overseas. Did an exceptional job, a really great job against Mark Jeffers. I'm skimmed through the fight earlier because it was on YouTube, but I'm checking it out. Sky Sports, I enjoy working with them. A great platform. That's, boy, you was on Sky Sports. That's huge.
Hey, Sky Sports the truth. I ain't gonna lie. They told me Sky Sports is basically ESPN overseas.
ESPN, bro.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I went. This was 2019. The NFL sent me over there to do because they have like a small studio in London, and we worked out of that, and it was pretty cool. But this is huge. But y'all, he just won the European super middleweight championship against Jeffers, another replica boxer. Big New Orleans, we rallying behind him. All my folks in the media, I know a lot of y'all watch my show. This is the guy you got to talk to because this is the fabric of, we have great musicians, but we have athletes here.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
Football get a lot of love.
Yep.
Leonard, we love Leonard Fournette. We love Tyrann Mathieu. Y'all show me, Glenn Tyson, all this a lot of love. Sean Hemphill is the next big name in boxing out of New Orleans.
Yep.
I'm saying it here on the show.
Best boxer in New Orleans.
Big ups to Regis Prograis. That's our brother too of the show. Sean is definitely transcending up, and we're gonna keep on rallying behind him. New Orleans. That's facts.
Do me this, champ. Can you explain your style?
I mean, my name is Silky, and I mean that's So you could say I'm smooth like silk in the ring.
That's right.
Come on.
My dad was Spider Hemphill, 2-time kickboxing champion, and when I was coming up as an amateur, I was like, I got tired of people calling me Lil Spider Jr. So I was like, you know what, I gotta come up with my own name. And then I thought about it, and I was like, spiders make silk, and that's when I started going by Silk. So now I'm Silk the Champ, and I just want y'all to keep following me. Like I said, smooth like silk in the ring, baby.
Come on.
That was a verse right there.
Love it. I love it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Sean, man, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank y'all for having me.
Coming on the show, man. Look, he still he look fresh off the plane.
Fresh.
To us, we got to take my brother to go get him something. Yes,
How was your flight, champ?
We had a little baby with us, so it was a little rough, but she's really good, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's just a lot for a little baby to be sitting on the plane for 8 hours plus.
Right.
You know what I mean? And but we made it happen. I'm glad she got a chance to see her dad do her thing overseas on the biggest platform, you know, and more things to come, man.
More things to come from him. He's Sean Hemphill. Remember, follow him, Silky504 on the social media, Instagram. Dig.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. It's still soaking in, as y'all can see. He's just soaking in. Sky Sports.
Fresh out the plane.
All over the world. They know about Sean Hemphill, and I'm proud to say that I know him. So big ups to him. 504 representing. Boy from Uptown off Valence. 13 Wall. You heard me? So to the big screen. So big shouts out once again to all our sponsors, Falcon Law Firm, Triangle Deli, 2 locations, North Broad and in Terrytown on the West Bank Expressway. Big ups to Robert Wolf and Construction, HealthNet Health Nut System, Dr. Kendra. Appreciate you for getting me. I got the silky stomach on the slick, the big boy version of it, right?
Working on it, Doc.
Working on it. Stillbody.org. Check her out. And y'all don't forget about the Conquer Sports training camp. Train with the champs this summer. All linemen. Sign up. Go to Conquer Sports Pros on Instagram. Well, that does it, y'all. Great show. Big ups to the production. Wes, Damon, Tyler, everybody, y'all did a great job.
Great job,
My co-host CL. Big ups to Sean Hemphill. The champ is here, baby.
Champ, baby.
Big ups to him. Shouts out to Dr. Batiste for joining us on the show. 36. Imri Williams with the 36 on the ACT.
Together.
Two scores, 2 chains. Big ups to him. And
scholarships.
remember, y'all check us out next week, same time, same place, 6:30 p.m. right here on ESPN Baton Rouge at Loyola Studios. Y'all have a blessed one. We out. Hello, somebody.
Hello, somebody. This is Robert Wolf. If you are in need of construction or real estate services, project management services, give us a call at 504-393-2445.
Well, hello. Like Rob just said, hit up Robert Wolf Construction and Real Estate for your real estate and construction needs. And let them know you heard about them on Inside the Trenches with Marlon Favorite on ESPN New Orleans. Hello, somebody.
Hi, it's Alberto Montero. We got a great selection of vehicles in and out of here on a daily basis. We offer financing. All Carfaxes are online, and all our vehicles are serviced and inspected before sale. Best selection and prices in all of the New Orleans metro area. Come visit us today at 1512 North Causeway in the heart of Metairie. Come check us out at MonteroMotors.com.
Montero Motors, a proud sponsor of Inside the Trenches, ESPN New Orleans.
Hello, I'm Shelton Jordan with Lamar Crescent City Ford. If you are in need of a commercial vehicle, I'm here to help. From F-150s to Super Duty trucks or chassis to cargo vans, passenger vans, or if you're in need of a vehicle to be upfitted, we can build it especially for you. Or if you're looking for a truck or SUV, I can also help you at Lamar Ford Store in Kenner. Feel free to call me at 504-734-3579 and ask for Shelton. Lamar Crescent City Ford is a proud partner of Inside the Trenches on ESPN.
Inside the Trenches.